Hey everybody, Alex Stephenson from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we got Dennis from Windmill Slam
Hello,
joining me
the
on this one.
jovial, less talented Irish version.
Oh yeah, less talented, sure, right. Well, Dennis, what's your first pick here?
My first pick is undisputedly Consul's Lieutenant.
I agree, that's a good pick. I
I
like
don't,
that.
I mean, you could get fancy being like, hey, I can make a bunch of knights at instant speed or whatever, but I think having, like, Consul's Lieutenant is probably like the best two drop in the set, right?
Yeah, Console's
Gotta be
Lieutenant's
close.
insane. Um, there's a
Pleasantly,
couple other good ones in here. We got the Alpha and the Sergeant, and I even like Read the Bones and Llanowar Empath, but you're right, they're just not on the same level as the Console's Lieutenant.
Read the Bones for me is such a strong card, but whenever my opponent goes on turn three, he goes tap out, cast Read the Bones, I'm like,
Yeah, I know what
yes.
you mean. I always
This
say
is
that
awesome.
too. I'm always
Because it's like,
happy, but
you're
I
not doing
shouldn't be.
anything. Because a lot of the time, Read the Bones reads, you lose two life, and that's kind of the end of it. All right, this is a little interesting now.
I probably just go Free Blade, stay on color with the
We
Lieutenant.
don't want the giant spider. The spider's so good, dude.
Spider is really good.
This is the question. Spider, well, like there is some value to be gained by staying in white, and spider is some percentage stronger than Taupe and Freeblade. But where those numbers fall is the issue.
I think the reason I would like the Free Blade is it's an extremely powerful card, first and
Mhm.
foremost. But even though Spider has more upside, there are times where there's actually decks where I'm really unhappy with having Skysnare Spider in my deck, as odd as that sounds. Like, when you're playing against the blue-black, they have like 3 Unholy Hungers, like 2
Right.
Disperse. You're not thrilled that you're playing Skysnare Spider. You're tapping out for 6. You're either getting Clash of Will, Dispersed, Unholy Hungered. Like, obviously, you're going to have some matches where you really, really want the Spider, but um, the only that's like my main reason why I'm taking Free Blade here is just because it's such a powerful 2-drop. There's never a match where you're unhappy where your deck has Taupe and Free Blade.
I think I'd agree with you on the Freeblade, but I think it's certainly at least tight. All right, what
Yeah,
do you like here? I'm interested here.
I probably just stick to Stalwart Haven.
I think I'd agree.
I mean, 3
Nothing in
renowned
any other color
creatures
is
is,
worth
is
going
great.
into for. How do you like Grasp of the Hieromancer? I think I like that card more than most people do.
That's cool. I've been impressed with it when I play it, um, which isn't often. But yeah, when I
Sure.
play it, when I play against it, I'm usually pretty unhappy too. I mean, it can really bust you up fast.
Just for reference, these are an insane first three picks.
Yeah, I know. We're on a good track here.
Watch
Yeah,
us draft an amazing deck and just get hammered round one.
yeah, as 8-4s typically go. Well, all right. I mean, if they're
Keep
gonna
the
keep
train
passing
going.
them,
We're super cutting white at this point, which is nice. And we'll just pick up like some random red cards or some random blue cards or something at some point. If we get a late pick disperse, I think we're probably happy with that.
yeah, absolutely. We haven't even committed to a second color yet. We're in a good
Not at
place.
all. Now, Aeronaut or Rune Servitor or Bonded Construct, I guess. I don't think I want the Ghoul or the Way of the Underworld. I
Yeah,
don't love.
I'm okay with actually taking Rune Servitor. I always tend to play it. Some people have a problem with it because each player gets to draw a card, but
Well, that's equal.
I don't know, some commenters. I've found that you can time it and you can find good opportunities to draw the card from Rune Servitor.
What do you think about the Bonded Construct? I actually like that card. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, I like it too. I think a lot of pros kind of talk trash about it, at least
With
early
two
on.
hyper aggressive two drops, do we want the Construct more or do you just want to play it safe and take the Servitor? I
I
think
think
either's
I
just
think I like Servitor more than Construct.
it's foil though, so it means we draw a foil card.
Yeah,
So I think that's got to be the tiebreaker.
yeah, absolutely. That's my typical tiebreaker. Okay.
I think I know what I like here.
I kind of like I either like Titanic Growth or Deadbridge Shaman. I think Shaman's more a stronger card,
Right, this
but
is where we differ. I like Rogue's Passage.
oh, okay. So you want to just stay pure white and maybe
Doesn't
even
push us into another color. It's a super effective card in this kind of deck where you deal a bunch of damage early on and you have a little bit of trouble getting in those last couple. I mean, there's totally going to be games where you Rogue's Passage, your Knight of the Pilgrim Road, and just hit him for 7. That's the end of the game. I think it's exactly what you want.
yeah. I think I agree. That's a good point. I think mostly because we have 4 renowned guys already. Rogue's Passage seems excessively good there. I was just ready to like commit to a fairly good, sufficient card in another color, but yeah, we can take Rogue's Passage.
We
I'm
passed a
fine with
couple of
that.
good green cards, so I think I'd want to take the. Okay, here. I like Yev's Force Mage a lot.
Yeah, well, and Force Mage is especially strong with, once again, 4 renowned guys. I like the idea of Sigil of the Empty Throne, but it doesn't seem like the direction our deck's going to go.
You could play it safe and take the tactics here, but I think I'd either take the Force Mage. We've passed some good green cards, but I'm not too worried about that. It's either the Force Mage or probably the Water Courser, and I think I'd lean on Force Mage.
I mean, Water Courser in a vacuum is definitely a stronger card than Force Mage, but I think Force Mage, just based on what our deck is, definitely looks better.
You get the 7-mana combo with Rogue's Passage. +2/+2, making them blockable.
Well, let's take the Force Mage. I like that idea.
So.
That's good.
Herald's fine.
Yeah, and it's rare, so it's even more exciting.
It'll make a what could we call it? Suppression Bonds. It's a little better. Makes the Suppression Bonds a little better. It's just a 2-mana 2/2. I mean, it's only slightly worse. It's probably slightly better than Rune Servitor.
I mean, there's nothing else in this pack anyway. Enlightened Ascetic's a fine sideboard card, but
Screeching Scab maybe, but that's a very late Aspiring Aeronaut.
it is. Maybe that could be a sign about blue. In which case, I'm okay taking the Aeronaut. And
I think so too. I don't like Sidearm or Yoke Docks, and I really don't like Caterpillar. So I think you take the Aeronaut, and if we open a sick blue rare in pack 2, we can jump ship.
Okay, well, now we got Orchard Spirit, which I think is actually a fine card.
Totally fine. I am been quite impressed with Orchard Spirit.
All right, I mean, we can take an Automaton.
I think we're building a curve ends at 4 kind of deck so far.
Yeah.
So we just need to pick up, perfect. That grasp is amazing.
Yeah, for our deck, definitely. I definitely like that. And we get it cheaper
excellent.
with Herald and gain a life off of it. Cool.
This is going very well. I think what we're looking for now is obviously things like, what's the white combat trick? The Mist one.
Enshrouding Mist.
Enshrouding Mist. We're looking for Titanic Growths and Might of the Masses. Obviously, Citadel Castellans would be great. And just as many Token Free Blades and the like as we can get. And I think we just play, ideally, 17 creatures and 6 combat tricks, and that's the whole deck.
I like it. Yeah, that was one of the best pack ones I've had in a while, to be honest.
I should come on more often.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, what's our ideal open here? Kithian, probably?
Yeah, Kithian would be nice. I wouldn't mind a Nissa.
Sure. Consul's Lieutenant would be pretty good. Castellan would be pretty good. Battlefield Forge, no dice, though.
All right, well, we've got Stalwart Haven, number 2. I'm cool with that. Actually, I'm a huge Elvish Visionary fan, but I still think I'd prefer the
I don't
Haven.
like Elvish Visionary at all. I mean, there's a couple of 2-1s that it'll trade for, and then that's kind of a 2-for-1 at that point.
I think the reason I like Visionary so much is it makes some opening hands a lot more keepable. Like, I feel so much more comfortable with a 2-mana Elvish Visionary hand. And,
yeah, I guess.
But regardless, I mean, I think Haven's definitely the pick here anyway.
Haven is awkwardly a great defensive card.
Yeah, the worst
Comes
is
2/4 flyer.
the worst is when your opponent is on the play and plays the free blade, and then wait, I think I actually did that against you in that last draft we did. Now that I think about it,
You did. That was an accidental collaboration.
yeah,
The best kind.
yeah, I wouldn't have even known. And then a bunch of the commenters were like, "Hey, that's the guy from Windmill Slam," and I was like, "Whoa, that's weird."
And you had, funnily enough, you'd already messaged me about this before that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'll look him up. No.
Oh, wow.
This is a tough one. There's a couple of...
I've been on board Draga Invocation train for a long time. This card has won me too many games where I don't feel comfortable passing it most of the time. But you're right. There's a lot of good picks in here. And Shrouding Mist, Wild Instincts.
And a third Haven. Probably not that in contention. It's probably the Mist, the Instincts, and the Invocation. I think I would take the Mists, but I could definitely defend the Invocation.
I think I'm going to take Invocation only because this, like I said, this card has been outrageously good for me. It really has been one of those cards where it's like, oh, we're on a stalemated board state, I guess I'll sit back. Oh, I found Invocation. I guess it's game over then.
We've got 3 flyers as well. That's no joke.
Something about Invocation that really screwed me up early. I don't think a lot of people realized. I certainly didn't realize. Like, I think a lot of people thought they could put all their blockers on one creature.
No, sir. It's not all creatures must block. It's all creatures must be blocked.
Yeah, so it's like they have to block as many creatures as they can, which makes it much better.
Oh, I guess the Titanic Growth.
Yeah, Titanic Growth seems fine.
A lot of
Oddly
good
enough,
blue cards
I
here.
think Might of the Masses has become a better combat trick as this set has gone on than Titanic Growth.
1 mana is just so much. It's only one less than 2 mana, but it's such a huge difference.
Yeah, it really is. You only have to leave up 1 mana to get a really excellent trick out there. So, yeah,
I
I
think
guess
we
it's
can
really
take that. Yeah,
the only pick for us.
I think we can cut the Aeronaut at this point too.
I'm not the biggest Charging Griffin fan. Some people
It's
like it
all right.
a lot more than I do, but I'll play it.
I think I like it little better than our Guardian Automaton, but
All right. Well, I'm fine with Empath. I've been really impressed with Empath.
do you want an Empath or a Bonded Construct?
I think Empath's better. The card advantage you reap out of Empath has really impressed me as
guess.
I've played it more.
I kind of like it if I have something to really dig for, like some kind of bomb to really dig for. Like even if it's like a Rock Maulers or something.
Keep in mind though, you also get to
It's just scry too, yeah.
put that land. Finding land has Empath's found me land before that I've been really happy with, even when I'm not netting a card off of it. You know.
I think I'm more inclined to be hyper aggressive than you are. I think I would take the Construct here, but I can certainly accept the Llanowar Empath.
Okay. I'll tell you what, when we record that draft next for your guys' channel, we're gonna
It's
see
going to be just 16 Bonded Constructs. Here we go.
we'll do the all bonded construct deck.
Oh, no dice. All right.
A little bit of a miss here. I'm not a Jailer fan.
I don't think you should be. I think you're correct in that. I guess you take the foil at Crow and Jailer.
We could.
Displacement is probably worth like
how
3
do you
cents.
feel about Gather the Pack? This doesn't strike me as the deck for it, but I think
I'm gonna
it's-
level with you. I literally don't even know what it does. Reveal the top 5. Oh
It's not great.
no, that's why I don't reveal. That's why I don't know what it does. I've done dozens and dozens of Origins drafts, and I just completely wrote that card off at week 1, and now I've just forgotten what it does.
It shines in the decks like blue green. If you've got like Scab Goliath and stuff, it can come up huge for that. If you have a lot of spell mastery, it can be good for that.
We
And
take
it
the
can,
aesthetic for the board if we really. I don't know what we'd board it in against, but
I think I'm okay with aesthetic too. I just think it's pretty unlikely we're going to end up playing a Jailer. Oh wow,
hello, Jesse and Thief,
yeah, that's some late
and
powerful
the Sergeant too.
off-color cards.
I think it's the Construct at this point. I
Yeah,
think
here
in
we
this
go,
one.
Dennis.
Yeah, here we go.
Got your favorite card.
Favorite card. You want a Visionary or a Brawler's Plate?
I gotta take Visionary. I'm too
All
big of
right.
a fan to pass up here. Although Llanowar Waste, what are we looking at? Like 2 tickets there?
I don't know. The economy's kind of crashed. It's probably less than that.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'll take the Visionary. I'm okay with that.
A Growth.
Yeah, growth number
That's
2.
a late Aeronaut. This draft's weird.
Yeah, we have seen
I guess-
some late blue, but I think at this point we've carved out some pretty nice green cards, so
Mhm.
I'm cool staying in that. Although this direction, white did not flow at all.
No, that's true.
But
Do you
I
want a
expect
Messenger?
to get
for
it
the-
back, I think in the 3rd pack we're going to see some more white again.
We cut the Scab. I don't think there's any world where we play that Jailer.
And I don't like Messenger either. Yeah, we can cut Scab.
Ooh, whoa. Hello, buddy.
Yeah, it's a latent Shrouding Mist.
This is a messed up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is strange. All right, I think we're going to hate a Scout here. I think it's pretty unlikely we'd end up playing a Brawler's Plate. Have you played
think so,
a few
too.
times? Or
Nah, never. I played it maybe once, and
Yeah, I think
I
me
didn't
too.
like it. 4 is too much to get your guy just dispersed afterwards or shocked in response or whatever.
I'd rather have it be 4 costs, 3 to equip, then it might actually be a little bit more playable.
We can play an Oromancer if we get another Grasp and maybe a Suppression Bonds.
Okay.
I could envision a world, but I don't think we need to put it in the. I wouldn't put it in the main board. I guess we take a Jailer now.
Okay.
Boo earns.
All
Come
right.
on, Kithian and/or Citadel Castellan and/or like Token Free Blades, also good.
Deck only needs 3 playables, and then
Well, I mean, we do have a Crone Jailer and Oromancer in there.
ooh,
Ooh, Swift Reckoning.
yeah,
Ooh,
our
Rock
deck needed
Smallers.
removal too, so I think that's actually. I don't think we have any removal, do we?
No.
All right. I think we need a Swift Reckoning.
Grasp with a Hieromancer, kind of.
Although
And
there's Wild Instincts too, and that actually is an interesting question because although
That's a
I
little
think
more
in a vacuum
aggressive,
Wild
yeah.
Instincts isn't as good as Swift Reckoning, our deck is pretty beat down, and beat down decks typically aren't going to be that good with a Swift Reckoning.
I think I would take a Wild Instincts here.
Yeah, I think Only because, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be attacking into them. They're not really going to be attacking into us.
I think I agree. That might be a little bit best case scenario-y, but I think Wild Instincts will still deal with enough problems that Swift Reckoning would as well, that I think the upside of getting the +2/+2 and kill something and whack 'em deal is definitely worth it.
I feel like we have some pretty good bodies for it, too. Double Stalwart even Knight of the
That's nice,
Pilgrim's
yeah.
Road is pretty good with it.
Sad to see those Rocks Maulers and that Might of the Masses go.
Oh, we could have had the double Sigil of the Empty Throne deck. That would have been pretty sick.
And one enchantment. I guess the Freaka's Disciple?
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Farika's Disciple.
It's a super good blocker.
I usually feel good when I've got one in my deck, and maybe we wheel the construct. Could be.
Here's hoping. They're better in multiples, kind of, and they're still. I mean, they can block alone. I know.
Ooh.
Perfect. Ooh, and Enshrouding Mist, and Tobin Freeblade,
God.
and Leaf Gilder.
This deck's got everything we want, but we got to take Castellan.
I think so. It's just such a house. That
Yeah.
second Rogue's Passage might come back, and I think we might play it. Our green's pretty low. We could probably get away with 7 green, 7 forests.
Yeah, maybe. We're not super deep green. You're right.
The double white in the.
I've never gone double down on Rogue's Passage, but with this much renown, I'm not opposed to it, I guess.
Mighty Leap or a Alchemist's Vial I actually like quite a bit. Although Mighty Leap serves a very similar purpose.
I've gotten on board a little bit more with Alchemist Vial too, but I think you're right. It's Vial or Mighty Leap. Mighty Leap, I guess, does work well with all the renown. Gives you a good opportunity to just fly over, but it's also
Vial
a combat
has the
trick.
Elvish Visionary effect though, where it makes hands a lot more keepable.
That's true. So that's
I could
a good
defend
point.
either.
And
it's up to
Vial
you.
does work really well with Renown too. I might be more on board with Vial.
Let's do it. Bunch of unblockable effects.
Okay. Well, I kind of feel like we want the Flare.
More than the Gorger. Don't want a random 6-drop ace in the hole.
No, I think we're good on that. I think we're probably not going to play Aromancer. We just don't have enough auras for it.
Yeah, 1 is probably too few.
Ooh.
Hello, Anointer of Champions.
Yeah, I think we got to take Anointer. I love a Conclave Naturalist, but Anointer is just far too good in this deck to.
Oh, it's amazing. Get that
pass
bad boy
up.
in there.
So
What are we cutting?
Yeah, that's
Guardian Automaton, maybe?
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh. I've never gotten to play Zendikar Incarnate, and it's such a sweet card.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think I got to play it once, and it never came up in a game. But for some reason, I've played against it a lot, and I'm always pretty unhappy when they drop a turn 4/4. You know. But I think we hate it here, unless I mean, I guess we could technically just take another Ascetic for sideboard. There's a chance we go. I mean, we didn't see any suppression bonds, so there's a chance.
I'm having a hard time imagining a world where we bring in 1, let alone 2. But you're probably right.
Because it could be like especially if someone's on that Sigil of the Empty Throne plan. I think we might actually want this Ascetic. Okay.
Ooh, that's
Force Mage or Tactician. They actually serve pretty similar roles.
I think I like Force Mage a little better, in that I think I like the 3-drop a little better.
I can get on board with that. What are we going to cut for this
Elvish
card?
Visionary.
But I love Visionary.
Probably is. Oh, we need a lot of 2-drops. Although we've got 2 1-drops as well.
I hate to say it, Dennis, but I'm kind of on board cutting the construct.
Oh, no! Okay, I guess that's fine.
Oh, wow. That's a...
Hello.
Yeah.
What do we
Jeez.
cut? We need to cut a non-creature at this point. They're all so good, though.
Maybe Vial, possibly. I mean, we're not removal heavy, but we are combat trick heavy. Which actually,
Vial is just so insane, though, with like Citadel Castellan and
it's
even
true.
the
Well, we'll
Knight
just
of the
take.
Pilgrim
We'll
Road.
figure it out in a bit. We'll take it
Right.
for now.
We could run 16 lands. I mean, we only have our curve only goes up to 4.
That's true,
We
but
got 1 random 6-drop.
we need the Rogue's Passage mana too.
We need the colors. I mean, we're heavier white, so if we run 16 lands, including a Rogue's Passage, that's 15. So I guess we could go 8-7. Do we need more than 7 forests? Maybe
I'm-
not.
I'm not big on 16 lands typically. I think you're right in that this deck could probably get away with it.
We've got a Visionary and an Alchemist's Vial. And I mean, once we get to three lands, we're pretty much done.
I'm actually going to take Caterpillar for sideboard.
You're really, really taking in those enchantments. Once we get to 3 lands, our deck is essentially almost done, bar 4 cards.
That's true, but I just I hate not having my lands.
But like the difference between 16 and 17 is actually quite small. And I think in a deck where we have 11 we have a full 20 cards that costs 3 or less, I don't think we need 17 lands. I'm very hesitant to go to 16 as well. I definitely don't do it as often as I should, but I think this is a clear time to do it. We still need to make a cut, even if we are doing that, by the way.
Well, we picked up the Timberpack Wolf last. That feels like a pretty easy 2-drop to cut, just because it's a random Grizzly Bear. And I actually like Timberpack Wolf less than Rune Servitor. The one argument for Timberpack Wolf over Servitor would be it usually draws removal.
In case they have more, yeah.
Yeah, because they get worried. But I still think I'd rather have the Servitor.
Would you rather have the Timberpack Wolf more than an Orchard Spirit?
I guess we are. If we're trying to cut the curve down.
Would you rather have a 2-drop over a 3-drop? Yeah.
Let me look at our
Orchard Spirit is very good with the Invocation and the Instincts. And I mean, I guess it's pretty good with the Titanic Growths and stuff. I think I might want the Wolf more. I think I might want that 6th 2-drop.
Okay, so run Wolf over Orchard Spirit?
I think so. Checking the Rogue's Passage, and I think we're good to go. I think we got a sick deck.
Yeah, our curve is insane. That is a really nice curve.
The Drag Invocation is a little bit of an egg. A little bit of a banana sitting in there. But it's definitely an ace in the hole.
I definitely hope it performs for us at some point in this draft, because I'm the one that was hyping it up. But it's really a card that can just eliminate a game real quick.
I think with the Visionary and the Alchemist Vial, I think we're safe to go to 16. And I think we probably want to go 8-7 in favor of Plains.
Okay. Sort by color. Let's take a look at this. Oh, wow. We actually ended up with more green, but we need that double green early for Lieutenant and Flare, so I think you're right.
Well, the Flare we're not going to do one. We're not going to be casting the Flare on turn 2.
That's true. But Lieutenant, we kind of have to.
We have to, yeah. We only ever really need 1 Forest until turn 6.
Okay.
But we mostly only ever need 1 Plains. I think either or is honestly fine.
So let's err towards...
What's the algorithm say? This says Forest. I think we can stick with Forest if you want. Because we need the Visionary. How many of our 2-drops are green? The Wolf, the Herald of the Pantheon, and Elvish Visionary. And in white we have Tobin Freeblade and the Lieutenant, which is double white. And then the Rune Servitor. It's pretty even. I think it's dead even.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough.
I think you want another Plains just because sometimes we'll hit the Consul's Lieutenant and it's so insane. So yeah, I think we're good as it is.
Too. So we went 8 Plains, 7 Forests.
Man,
this deck's good. This deck is really good.
This deck is really good. This is going to be some short rounds. Whether we either win or we fizzle at on turn 4, and then that's the end of the game.
All right, Dennis, let's try this out.
Let's do it.